Imagine yourself standing in the heart of the desert, surrounded by towering pyramids and the mysterious tombs of the pharaohs. The soft wind sweeps across the sand, lifting fine grains into the air, blurring the horizon in a haze of golden dust. Beneath this seemingly endless expanse lies one of humanity's greatest mysteries, the secrets of an ancient civilization, deeply woven into myths, legends, and, some say, curses. For millennia, these tombs lay undisturbed, hidden beneath layers of sand, guarding the mummified remains of kings and queens who were more than just rulers in the eyes of the ancient Egyptians. To them, their pharaohs were living gods, eternal beings who transcended the mortal realm. When they died, their bodies were meticulously preserved and buried with unimaginable treasures, their legacies immortalized in gold and stone. But alongside their wealth and power, they were buried with something far more ominous, a warning to those who dared to disturb their eternal slumber. Carved in hieroglyphs on the walls of their tombs were words that carried a chilling promise. Death shall come on swift wings to those who disturb the pharaoh's sleep. Was this just a superstition, a hollow threat from a forgotten past? Or was it a real warning, a curse that could transcend the boundaries of time? The idea of curses is as old as civilization itself. Throughout history, cultures around the world have believed in protective spells, divine warnings, and supernatural consequences for those who violated sacred spaces. But no curse has captured the world's imagination quite like the curse of the pharaohs. Our journey today takes us deep into one of the most enduring mysteries of the ancient world. What really happened to those brave or foolish enough to open the tombs of the pharaohs? Was there something dark and otherworldly guarding these ancient secrets? Or is the curse of the mummy simply a tale spun from coincidence and fear? By the early 20th century, Egypt's Valley of the Kings had already become a place of wonder and frustration for archaeologists. Tombs had been discovered, treasures uncovered, but there was still one king whose resting place remained hidden, the boy king, Tutankhamun, who ruled Egypt for just a short time before dying under mysterious circumstances at the age of 18. Howard Carter, a determined archaeologist, had spent years chasing the elusive tomb. His quest, financed by Lord Carnarvon, seemed destined for failure. Many believed that the Valley of the Kings had already given up all its secrets. There was nothing left to find. Yet Carter pressed on, driven by an unshakable belief that beneath the sands of the desert lay one final, untouched treasure. And on November 4, 1922, Carter's persistence paid off. His team unearthed a set of steps carved into the rock, buried beneath centuries of sand. Step by step, they uncovered more, until they reached a sealed door, bearing the royal seal of the necropolis. Behind that door, Howard Carter knew, was the discovery of a lifetime. But little did they realize, what they were about to open would not only reveal untold riches, it would also spark one of the most infamous legends in history. After weeks of painstaking preparation, Carter and his team finally made their move. On November 26, 1922, Carter made a small hole in the sealed wall. With Lord Carnarvon by his side, he peered inside the tomb for the first time. As his eyes adjusted to the dim light, he glimpsed the glint of gold. When Carnarvon asked what he saw, Carter famously replied, "Yes, wonderful things." And wonderful they were. Inside the tomb lay an astonishing array of treasures. Golden statues, jewelry, furniture, and the intact sarcophagus of King Tutankhamun himself. It was one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in history. But it would soon be overshadowed by something far more mysterious, the supposed curse that followed. Within months of the tomb's opening, strange and tragic events began to unfold. The first and most famous victim was Lord Carnarvon himself. In April 1923, just a few months after the tomb's discovery, Carnarvon fell ill. It started with a simple mosquito bite that became infected. Soon he developed a high fever and died unexpectedly. Oddly enough, at the exact moment of his death, all the lights in Cairo mysteriously went out. It was a strange and eerie coincidence that did not go unnoticed. And Carnarvon's death was just the beginning. Soon, others who were connected to the excavation began meeting untimely ends. Carnarvon's dog, back in England, died on the very same day as its owner. George J. Gould, a wealthy American who visited the tomb, also fell ill shortly after his visit and died. Arthur Mace, an archaeologist on Carter's team, developed a mysterious illness and passed away not long after. By 1929, Carter's secretary, Richard Bethel, was found dead under mysterious circumstances. He was suffocated in his bed, though no signs of struggle were found. As more people connected to the tomb's discovery fell victim to illness and misfortune, rumors of the curse began to spread like wildfire. Between 1922 and 1930, it was reported that at least 11 people involved in the excavation of Tutankhamun's tomb had died under strange circumstances. The press eagerly fueled the story, sensationalizing every death, every mishap, and feeding the growing fear that something far more sinister than coincidence was at work. But what was behind these deaths? Was there really a curse, or were there more rational explanations? Some have suggested that the answer lies in science, not superstition. When a tomb is sealed for thousands of years, bacteria and fungi can thrive in the enclosed environment. These microbes, trapped for millennia, could become dangerous when released into the air as the tomb is disturbed. Those who entered the tomb might have been exposed to deadly pathogens that modern medicine had no defense against at the time. Indeed, several scientists have speculated that such a scenario could explain the sudden illnesses and deaths of those who entered Tutankhamun's tomb. Yet, not everyone is convinced by this scientific explanation. After all, many people who were directly involved in the excavation, including Howard Carter himself, lived long, healthy lives after the tomb was opened. Carter, the man who first set foot in the tomb and disturbed the resting place of King Tutankhamun, lived another 17 years and died of natural causes in 1939. So, if there was a curse, why did it spare Carter? Was it luck? Was he simply more resistant to the supposed toxins within the tomb? Or was there something more to it? Some speculate that Carter, perhaps unknowingly, respected the rituals of the ancient Egyptians in a way that others did not. He never took any of the treasures for himself, and he was meticulous in preserving the tomb's integrity. Could it be that Carter was protected because he treated the site with reverence? Others suggest a more mysterious explanation. They believe that Carter may have discovered something within the tomb, something so powerful, so secret that it protected him from the curse. What that something was, however, remains unknown. Carter himself never spoke of any such discovery, taking whatever secrets he may have had to the grave. While science and skepticism offer possible explanations, the allure of the curse continues to capture the imagination. The idea that ancient spells and rituals could reach across time to exact revenge on those who violate sacred tombs speaks to a deep, primal fear of the unknown. The ancient Egyptians, after all, were masters of magic, astrology, and ritual. Their culture was deeply connected to the spiritual realm, and their belief in the power of the afterlife was unshakable. The pharaohs' tombs were not merely graves, they were gateways to eternity. The elaborate funerary rites, the treasure-filled chambers, and the spells inscribed on the walls were all designed to ensure the pharaoh's safe passage to the afterlife. But these same spells were also intended to protect the tomb from invaders. The ancient Egyptians believed that disturbing a pharaoh's tomb could disrupt the delicate balance between the worlds of the living and the dead. And for those who violated this sacred space, the consequences could be dire. One of the most intriguing aspects of ancient Egyptian belief was their use of numerology and astrology. The alignment of stars and planets, the phases of the moon, and the significance of certain numbers all played crucial roles in their religious and magical practices. The tomb of Tutankhamun, for instance, is believed to have been sealed during a rare astrological event, chosen to provide spiritual protection to the pharaoh. Some scholars have suggested that the number 9, which repeatedly appears in connection with the tomb, was considered a powerful symbol of spiritual completeness. Was the curse of the pharaohs a real and powerful force, or was it simply a reflection of the Egyptians' mastery of psychological manipulation? Could the mere belief in the curse, the power of suggestion, have been enough to cause the illnesses and misfortunes that followed the tomb's discovery? After all, the human mind is a powerful thing, and fear can be a potent trigger for physical and mental breakdown. Or perhaps the curse is something more, a reminder that there are still forces in this world that we do not fully understand. The mysteries of the ancient Egyptians, with their deep knowledge of the stars, the cosmos, and the human soul, remain largely beyond our reach. Even as science continues to uncover the truths of the past, there are some secrets that may never be fully explained. Even as science continues to uncover the truths of the past, there are some secrets that may never be fully explained. Perhaps that's what draws us so strongly to these stories. The thrill of the unknown, the mystery of something beyond our understanding. The Egyptians, with their unparalleled grasp of spirituality and the afterlife, seem to have tapped into forces that we still struggle to comprehend. Could it be that the ancient pharaohs mastered something more profound, something that transcends time, something we are only beginning to scratch the surface of? We often think of the ancient world as a place of wonder, of knowledge that was lost in the sands of time. The Egyptians, with their grand pyramids and intricate tombs, were more than just master builders. They were also deeply attuned to the mysteries of the universe. Their belief in the afterlife was not a simple idea of heaven or hell. It was a complex journey, filled with trials and challenges, where the soul had to prove itself worthy of eternal life. The tombs were not just monuments to the dead, they were gateways designed to ensure a safe passage through this journey. The rituals surrounding death were not just about preserving the body, but about protecting the soul. And perhaps, these rituals also extended to protecting the tomb itself, ensuring that those who dared to enter would face more than just physical danger. The idea of the tomb curses, inscribed on walls, was not merely to scare off potential robbers. It was to invoke the power of the gods, to place the weight of eternity on those who would violate the sacred. The allure of these tombs, the treasures within, and the mysteries they hold is undeniable. And yet, with every discovery, we are reminded of the delicate balance between respect and curiosity. The ancient Egyptians understood this balance well, creating spaces that were not meant to be disturbed. They placed powerful warnings on their tombs, not out of fear, but out of an understanding that some things were not meant to be uncovered. And yet, as humans, we are driven by our need to explore the unknown. For centuries, tomb raiders, archaeologists, and treasure hunters have sought to unlock the secrets buried within these ancient structures. In many cases, their findings have given us incredible insight into a world long past, showing us how these people lived, what they believed in, and how they honored their dead. But there is a fine line between discovery and desecration, and the curse of the pharaohs might just be the ancient Egyptians' way of reminding us where that line is drawn. But what if the curse is not just superstition? What if it is a real, powerful force, a kind of ancient magic that we have long forgotten? Many people still believe that the pharaohs' tombs are protected by forces beyond our understanding. And while some might laugh at the idea, the strange and tragic events that followed the opening of Tutankhamun's tomb are hard to dismiss entirely. Consider this. The people who died after entering the tomb were not all present on the same day, and many of them had no direct contact with the treasures inside. Yet, they fell ill, or faced misfortune, or even died under circumstances that seemed too eerie to be coincidence. How can we explain the timing of Lord Carnarvon's death, or the sudden death of his dog across the world in England, or the string of mysterious illnesses that followed? Can science truly explain it all away as exposure to bacteria, or the psychological effects of suggestion? Perhaps the curse wasn't immediate. Perhaps it was a slow-moving force, something that latched onto those who disrespected the tomb and followed them. This isn't just about physical illness, it's about the energy that these ancient places hold. After all, the Egyptians believed deeply in the power of magic and protection. They used amulets, spells, and rituals to safeguard the bodies of the dead and their journey into the afterlife. Could it be that these protections were more than symbolic? Could there be real, lasting energy bound to these sacred spaces? Energy that we still don't fully understand? It's easy to dismiss these ideas in an age of technology and reason. But when you stand inside one of these tombs, surrounded by the hieroglyphs and treasures that have survived for thousands of years, you can feel something. A presence, perhaps, or a sense of awe that defies explanation. For many, this is proof enough that the ancient Egyptians knew something that we have lost in the modern world. They understood the flow of energy, the connection between life and death, and the importance of respecting the boundaries between the two. Even today, archaeologists continue to explore the tombs of Egypt, driven by the hope of uncovering new secrets. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding the people who built these incredible structures and the culture that thrived so long ago. But with every new find, there is also a sense of caution. A reminder that some things might be better left untouched. The story of the curse of the pharaohs serves as a powerful metaphor for this delicate balance. It is a tale of human curiosity, of our need to push the boundaries of knowledge, even when we are warned of the consequences. It is a story of the unknown, of forces that may or may not exist, but which we cannot fully explain. And in the end, it is a reminder that there are still mysteries in this world, ancient and modern, that we may never solve. So, what do we make of it all? Is the curse real, or just a fabrication of the imagination? Are the deaths of those involved in the excavation of Tutankhamun's tomb mere coincidence, or is there something more at play? The truth may lie somewhere in between, in that space where history, science, and superstition intersect. We may never know for sure, but that's part of the beauty of it. The mystery is what keeps us coming back, what keeps us fascinated by the ancient world. The tombs of the pharaohs, the pyramids, and the treasures they hold are testaments to the greatness of a civilization that understood the power of the unknown. The Egyptians knew that life was fleeting, but they also believed in eternity. They built their tombs as monuments to that belief, knowing that one day the living would find them, marvel at them, and perhaps be humbled by them. Today, as we stand in awe of these wonders, we must also remember the lessons they offer. The treasures of the past are not just physical, they are spiritual, filled with lessons about life, death, and the mysteries that connect the two. The pharaohs may have left us, but the legacy they created still echoes through time, whispering to us from the sands of the desert, reminding us that some secrets are meant to be respected. And you? If you had the chance to step inside one of these tombs, knowing what happened to those who came before, would you dare challenge the curse? Would you cross the threshold, knowing that what awaits inside may be more than just treasures? Or would you respect the warning, letting the pharaohs rest in peace, their secrets buried for eternity? As we explore the past, We must also reflect on our place in the present. The mysteries of ancient Egypt remind us of the fragility of life, the power of belief, and the limits of human knowledge. They challenge us to ask questions, to seek answers, but also to know when to step back and let the unknown remain unknown. So, if you enjoyed this journey through one of history's greatest mysteries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us for more fascinating adventures. There's still so much more to explore, and who knows what other forgotten secrets we might uncover next.